Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Sunken Island Adventure. So, I got all my stone cooked and then got distracted building. My bad. I do have this wall done, and I have this covered area done. I'm gonna put glass in a lot of this. And then this will just be all, like, lounge seating, a bar, maybe. Basic cruise amenities, I guess. Not really sure. In here I have a floor plan for again, and then a floor plan for the floors above it. No top, maybe a top deck on this one, not sure. What I do need to do is get some slabs so I can put a roof on that area, and then I have slabs. I'll have to calculate how much glass I'll need. Pretty basic. Other than that, let me get building. So I've got kind of the base of the roof down, but you can see, oh, I don't have topside slabs. I feel like an idiot. Well, that was useless. So I decided to do a stupidity test. Was anyone gonna tell me I'm a special kind of idiot? Or was I supposed to figure that one out by myself? Anyways, I'm doing this part of the roof generally just inspired by the last couple times I've built a yacht in Minecraft. Because God knows, I am not rich enough to be doing that in real life. But if you don't know the type of roof are you kidding me? If you don't know the type of roof I'm talking about, I'll have L toss it up on the screen right now. Generally kind of a pleasing roof. I thought the appearance would suit this particular ship for the vibe I'm going for. Not too particularly concerned about historical accuracy, because this is not a recreation of a historic ship. This is an imaginary ship that I'm just building using floor plans so that it's buyable to someone who might look beyond a squint. So let me get this roof done. Well, that's a roof. So I know I've said I have plans, but the thing about the plans I have for the upper level is they do not include labeling. So we're just gonna mark out some premium, like, quarters, and then we'll do a premium buffet here, and we'll have another deck worth of premium stuff upstairs. But I figure we could do that together. If they're premium, I can get away with making the rooms a little bigger. And then out here we'll have a small lounge. There we go. And I need to put doors in there. Alright, we're gonna do the rest of the walls together so that I have, like, content for this episode. I am currently 3 weeks out of surgery, doing really well. I'm back at, like, all my sports, which isn't a lot because I can't move well, but, you know, I pick up heavy thing several times over. Still on a lift restriction because the inside of my abdomen is not done healing. That's not how I wanted to do that. But otherwise, I'm doing really well. Surgery has done everything I hoped it would and more. So, pretty neat how they can just cut something and then you're better. I am also a week back at college, and I've learned that I really overestimated my reading capabilities. which sucks because now I'm spending all of my mental energy trying to read a book or like a 3-page story this time, actually, instead of like grocery shopping and making grocery lists, which is the hardest part of grocery shopping. It is what it is, I guess. Not much else new in the Ruby house. Saf, can you two quit fighting like a divorced couple? If you're gonna fight, at least go for the married old couple. Come on. Anyways, I've been getting really into watching movies lately, because now that I can, like, hold a plot for longer than 10 minutes, movies are was anyone gonna tell me movies are this good? Like, oh my god, the cinematics, the parallels, the plot, there's subplots and stuff, and I thought I just didn't like movies or TV shows. Stuff is wild. Not what I wanted to do. That's really all that's new, though. I know I hyped it up like there was gonna be, like, I'm getting married. No, that's my sister. I'm having a child. No, I'm sterile. I'm just doing alright, I guess. Getting humbled by reading books is not an experience I wanted to have in my mid-20s. But I guess we don't always pick our struggles. Otherwise I would have picked none of them. It should get easier as I go through class, which is going to be part of my goal for the classes. Get better at, like, reading comprehension, media comprehension, and media literacy. So far, I have failed miserably to detect the subtext of a poem we read in the first day of class, because it was a 3-hour class session. Took it at face value, beefed that real hard. Turns out, sometimes the author is lying to you, or the character is lying to you, and they intend for you to figure that out on your own. I didn't. I fell for it. I fell for the ruse that was meant to be dismantled by the viewer. Whoops. It will probably happen again, so I can't even say it won't happen again. Not truthfully. I have to think so hard about doing these walls the way that I've done them, because I've used up all of the easy get it done without thinking about it energy, and now I don't have any of that left over for, like, Minecraft. I've been bad this week. I haven't actually touched this save in 5 days, which is bad of me because I need to record videos and I need content to put in those videos. So not recording for 5 days, not a wise move on my part. I need to do the other side, which I'm gonna have to go get another thing of logs for, and then, oh, I screwed that up. And then I'm gonna have to mine more stone so that I can put the next floor here. If anyone would like to... Oh, that's my last plank. While I am thinking about it, if anyone would like to share a movie recommendation or a book recommendation or even like a comic, I can get my hands on I can get my hands on those pretty easy. Leave it in the comments section. I can't guarantee I'll get to it in a reasonable amount of time, especially if it's a book, because those take me a long time to read. Hopefully it'll be shorter time after this class, but for now they take me a long time to read. But I'll go ahead and read or watch or listen to it, or like a couple episodes of it if it's a TV series or a podcast series. And I'll let you know what I think of it. Before I get any recommendations for it, I will not be reading or watching anything that J.K. Rowling has put out. I don't support being, how do I phrase this nicely, excessively rude to people who are literally just trying to live their lives. So no Harry Potter, because she does still like make money off of that she goes and uses to be like cartoon levels of evil. Well, I could think of a topic, or we could listen to this lovely tune by C418. I enjoy all of Minecraft's music, but I'll admit the alpha and beta tracks, and the creative tracks, they hold a special place in my heart. Oh, and we'll be able to do the darkness check because it is becoming night. How perfect. Yeah, so we get to lots of dark spots just from filling in the walls. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I've explained what all these rooms are gonna be, so I don't need to do that as I do this then. And then I will go and I will mine a bunch more stone. And then I'll come back with like, it took, 16 stacks to do the whole thing, so maybe 10, 12 to do just this section of it. And I'll do just this section of it because that's the only place that needs more roof, and then we'll have more roof done, and then we'll do another floor of premium suites and maybe another premium amenity, a spa or something. I don't know. And that will be that. Of course, we're nowhere near the end of the episode because I have to try and hit 20 minutes. So we're actually almost done with this half. I'm going to hold off on adding furniture until I've got both halves finished, because basically what I'm going to do is furnish, well, I'm going to furnish the bottom floor once I build it there, and then do the next floor up, and then furnish this flat floor, and then furnish that one, and I'm going to furnish the flatter floors before I end up furnishing the ones where all the stuff has fallen, so that I know where to put the fallen stuff. I did not darkness check in there. I should have also darkness checked here. I have checks inside, but not outside of that. Alright, we're doing pretty good. Alright, we're getting this going. I don't anticipate... Yeah, see, we're not gonna need too much extra from that. Just over 2, and then... There we go. So it turns out when you pay attention to the reference points I'm using, this actually needed to go down 1. Alright. I have some work to do. So I've got all my noise turned down because, you know, the rain is loud and stuff. We finished the floor. I'm going to go ahead and just pop through about here. It took 14 and a bit stacks. I am thinking the stairs to the next one I'll stick in this area. Not really sure. Don't particularly care. Here's the stairs to the lower area. I have blocks to get and staircases to make. Alright, I have done 2 things. I have put stairs up in, and I've turned this into a lavatory, because I can just put a proper lounge and catering area up here. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're going to eke out the rooms together. Again, starting with this room down here. Trying a medication to make sure I'm not clearing my throat as often, and so far it's not working. So, expected, but, like, still disappointing. That is going to be miserable to build up on, so let's change that. There we go. This will be the first kind of central room, because that's where the steam vent is. And then I'm going to include... I don't think I'm getting quite the width I hoped, but I will get the room division. Screw it, we'll play that game. There we go, and then I will just finish the rooms on the other side. Music is playing. You know, I think actually if I do this, I can turn this into kind of a nice little seated lounge area, given that this sort of area is already supposed to be like you pay extra to get the nice rooms. The ones that are like cool and not below deck, for the privilege of having windows and stuff like that. So this will just be nice rooms with the privilege of having windows. Yeah, that works for me. I have a center divider, good. Well, what this is probably going to be staff rooms, like a kitchen and stuff. So I don't actually need this divisor. No, I do need that divisor there, an entrance and an exit. This is going to be a whole lounge and eatery. I'll turn that down so that I am more audible against the rain. Because I've received a small amount of feedback that it would be desirable if I were to be able to be heard above the rain. And then we'll have a small little buffet area here. with worker entrance there. And then the staircases, we'll stick another set of lavatories right there. We're gonna do that so that we get that's going to be annoying. So actually the door is going to be here. I've received a little bit of feedback that I need to be a little bit more careful with regards to sound balance, not sound quality, because I've shelled out for that, Lord knows. But, you know, that's why Rubellite has a less annoying voice than he did before. And I'm trying to be cognizant of when it is raining and how annoying the rain would be. So next we have a rather fun part. I'm going to start putting up the walls, and once I run out of wood, which is going to be very quickly, we're going to take a break from putting up walls, and we're going to punch out windows. Because this particular area of the ship is never intended to be even close to the surface of the water, I can put portholes, and I can do this just free without having to worry about what if there's a pressure differential from high waves, stuff like that. They're not going to be openable windows because that is how you get at sea murder. If you want to open these windows, you will have, or if you want to push someone overboard, you will sadly have to just bring them close to the edge of the ship on the decks and shove them from there. Not ideal, but that's what we're gonna do. I'm thinking in this area, because I want to have a final top deck up above, where there's mostly just outdoor amenities. I'm thinking I'll put a staircase in this center area, which is why I left it open. I do need to wait to do that. Let us see. I will simply go ahead and stick this piece of wood here. And now it is window time. We're going to start below deck, and we're going to go into the private rooms. I do still have to keep semicircular windows. Circular, I say, digging cubes, because, you know, it's just the sturdiest shape to have a window in. I didn't bring any stone, and I think I have screwed this up monumentally. Whoops. I'm just going to fill these with regular glass, which I will have a delightful time mining. This is a really small room, but it has a window. You'll be able to tell which of the rooms are for middle-class families and which are for the rich by the number of windows in the room. The more you pay, the more windows you get. The more windows you get, the more natural light you get. The more natural light you get, the better the room is, if every single real estate advert I have ever seen is to be believed. I'm not too sure about believing that, though, because that does involve believing anything about real estate, other than I don't like it. Let me not screw this one up. Yeah, I'll have to go fix the other one. I love being an idiot. How about you mind your business, Al? Semi-related to some of the updates I've gotten from viewers like you on my videos. I haven't been scripting as much like Quiplash with L and Saf because I have been ill and then post-surgical and recovering from being ill. I'm hoping to change that because the surgery has like genuinely cured an entire problem that I was having. And other than being still post-surgical, as of this particular clip, I'm about 4 weeks out, so 2 weeks until I can do stuff again. I'm doing like really, really well, like shockingly well to all of my doctors. I need to go get more stone, so hopefully I'll have the energy to script more interactions and then actually remember to pull through on them. Thank you for tolerating this quick break in keyfab. I sure hope that's how you say that. And we will return to your scheduled programming momentarily. So the fun thing about this is I don't have any more wood. I have to go mine it. This isn't going to be a huge issue, but it means this isn't going to be the clip where I finish all of the walls. It is going to be the clip where I install all of the windows, because I do still want just a lot of windows. Bring in all that natural lighting, because it's so bright out right now. So this is how I'm doing the windows. Portholes, and we're just gonna do lines of them, about as interesting shape-wise as an airplane. The bathrooms are not getting any windows whatsoever. And then we will go down a level, down a deck, and fix that one room's windows that I screwed up so royally. I like how the fact that I have a 5-6 pattern as the angle here means that my spacing isn't perfect. It really salts my melon, just doing incredible things for the satisfaction I get. Alright, let's go fix that floor before I turn on another movie, and go mine, or fix the room before I turn on another movie and go mine a bunch of wood. There we go. I'm also going to collect sand so I can get that smelted into glass while I'm mining wood. I will just be digging off the beaches, and I'm gonna opt for about a stack and a half and hope that that is enough. I have gotten the whole of the walls built up. I'm going to put the lid on it, get the steam stack raised up the rest of the way, and then bring you back while we plan out the kind of outdoor lounge area for that. Maybe I'll put golf up there or something rich people would do. So catch y'all in a bit. So, ran out of stone, but I have to get this into the editor so that I will have it ready to upload in time. So, thank y'all for watching. If you're part of the morning crew, I hope you have a great day. If you're part of the evening crew, I hope your day has been great. And if you're part of the afternoon crew, I hope your day is going alright. I've been Ruby Robotic, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode.